In today's episode, I'm making some fun little centerpieces that would be great for prom tables, and it would be a great project for people to work on together before the event.
To make the stars for the centerpiece, I'm using Ladal clay from Activa Products. This is a natural stone clay and it air dries in about 24 hours. Ladal clay is pliable right out of the package, so there really is no need to condition it first. You do want to work on some sort of nonstick surface, and I put a piece of parchment paper over the top of my clay before I rolled it with my acrylic rod, just to eliminate any sticking issues. I rolled it to about 1/8 of an inch thick. Once the clay was rolled, I used 3 different sizes of star clay cutters to just randomly cut stars from the sheet of clay. Once you've cut out as many stars as you can, just remove any extra clay from around them, and you can re-roll that and cut more if you need them. And then let your stars dry for 24 hours. Once they had dried for 24 hours, I separated them into 3 different piles. I'm going to be using 3 different mediums to give them a little sparkle and texture. To add the first embellishing medium, I'm using my snappy tray from Judykins. This is a really handy tray, and you'll see why in a little bit. And the first product I'm using is Judykins Tiny Glass Beads in gold. And I'm just going to make sure that I cover that star completely in those beads. Now you can either do like I'm doing here and just submerge it in a little jar, or you can just dump it into that tray and roll it around. You just want to coat both sides well with those little sparkly gold beads. Continue with the rest of the first pile until you've coated all of them and covered all of them with the beads. Once the gold stars were complete, it was time to move on to the next color of embellishment, and this is where your snappy tray comes in really handy. The little spout allows you to add that glitter or little beads or any kind of small medium right back to the jar it came from without any spill. Next, with the second pile of stars, I did the same procedure with the tacky glue, and this time I'm using Judykins Rocks, which is a chunky glass glitter, and I'm using silver. For my last set of stars, I used rocks again, but this time I used these beautiful cobalt blue ones. You could certainly adjust the color to match whatever your school's colors were. Once all the stars were coated, I set them aside and let them dry for several hours just to make sure that everything would stay in place. I used my electronic die cutter to cut out the words that I wanted, Dance Among the Stars, and some stars, and I made 2 sets. I cut them from the etch mask from Etch-All's stencil combo pack. Then I used a pick tool to remove all the letters and stars because I'm using the negative space as a stencil. I'm going to use the transfer paper to transfer the stencils to my wine glass. By using the paper, you can ensure that you get all those little bits and pieces that fit between the letters and things like that to stay right in place where they need to be once it's applied to the glass. I placed the word stencils on opposite sides of the glass and then used the star stencils in between them on opposite sides of the glass. And then I used scrap pieces of the etch mask to fill in around them just to be sure that I don't get any etching cream anywhere I don't want it to be. Apply the Etch-All cream to the stenciled areas. Normally I would use the squeegee for this, but because it's such a small, delicate area that we're trying to cover, I'm just using a paintbrush. Put on a good, thick coat and let it set for 15 minutes. After the 15 minutes has passed, return the cream to the bottle. Etch-all is reusable. Then wash your glass and remove the etch mask. And now the glass has this beautiful etched detailing on all the sides. To make that stand out just a little bit more, I am using some gold rub and buff. You just rub it on and then buff off any excess with a cloth. You can see how that little bit of gold really makes that etched area stand out against the glass. Now it's time to bring all the pieces together. I'm using some cobalt blue scenic sand from Activa mixed with a few of those gold micro beads to sprinkle onto the mirror base for the centerpiece. I got this little mirror base as a candle stand from the Dollar Tree. This is a really affordable centerpiece to make too, because all your glass elements, that's where I got them. Place your glass face down onto the center of the mirror over the mixture of sand and gold beads. Then sprinkle your decorated stars all around the outside edges randomly. Add the glass star votive holder to the top of the centerpiece, and then you're ready to add either a real small votive candle or the battery-operated ones. If you use the battery-operated ones, you can also add one of the little votives beneath the wine glass for a double glow. You get some glow from the bottom that highlights that etching and the pretty glow at the top.
We hope you're enjoying our Creative Centerpieces series, sponsored by Judykins, Etch-all, and Activa products. Please follow us on social media and sign up on our website to be eligible to win a prize package full of products from some of our favorite sponsors. And remember, as we always say, when creativity knocks, open the door.